All right, everybody, welcome to NorCal Sports Network. And this is the same hat that Brock Purdy's dad wears. Chat loves it when Marty Lurie comes on.
Anytime you lose a game this time of year, when you can't go backwards, it's a problem.
Welcome on in, everybody. NorCal Sports Network. A little fun tonight. The Warriors actually break the 5-game losing streak. And, wow. I will just say what I have said before. I think Jonathan Kuminga has to have the ball. He's an alpha. He is best when he is the main character. When he is the go-to guy, he can score. You can't stop him on his drive. He's too quick, too explosive. Wait till he develops, and he's starting to develop a mid-range jumper when he pulls up. I like when he uses the backboard and banks it from, the old John Wooden. Use the backboard.
Easy to shot basketball.
Yeah.
All you got to do is get in that square, and it goes in. That's
exactly.
all you got to do.
I grew up in my backyard. I had a hoop, and it was the deadest backboard. It was a wooden backboard, and the ball you hit it in the square, it just died. It didn't have a hard bounce. The NBA you can hit it. It's funny because if you hit it without any English or touch, backspin, you'll see what the guy down, was it Green that drove the lane and at the end of the game and hit it off the backboard and it bounced like 2 feet in front of the rim, bounced off. Jalen Green, yeah. You got to have a little touch like Curry. Those are not
when I was
easy.
going to all my camps growing up, when I was a decent basketball player in good shape, that was the main thing you did.
Oh yeah, we just practice.
Kids these days are missing the basic fundamentals because everyone wants to shoot the three. I completely understand that. But on these breakaways, you have a wide open 12-footer on the side. All you got to do is just lay it. It's almost like an extended layup. All it is. Just get it
Lou, when I play ball, if I go out and shoot right now, the first thing I do is I shoot just a little layup. I make off the backboard, then I back up a little bit, and I back up. I don't start shooting from three because then my shot's off. It's just I want to go.
You're just getting in a routine, making the ball feel good.
Yep, I just want to feel it roll off the tips of my. I want to feel it roll off the tips of my fingers and just
fingertips. Yeah, of course.
Yep, and just keep moving back, and then it's pretty much. Especially free throw shooting, you got to make. Most NBA players should be able to make 8 out of 10. I mean, I don't understand how you're a professional athlete and you can shoot all day long, 400 or 500 shots a day, and you can't make. I mean, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. 7. You can't make 7 out of 10 free throws from 15 feet.
Sense. I can understand a big guy like Shaq, where they're actually shooting down, but no, it's. I mean, free throws were easy growing up. I mean, when I played in grammar school and high school, I was always the guy that shot the technical. It's the same shot every time.
Yeah. Rick Barry, when I went to his basketball camp, I loved it. He put a blindfold on. All right. Now I'm going to just.
Yeah, that's what he would do.
Yep. He put the blindfold on because it was just, like you said, the same. So, well, guys, a big victory tonight. Jonathan Kuminga scores a career-high 33 points.
And they needed them all.
Yep, 13 of 22 from the field. He got 6 rebounds. He was 3 for 6 from three-point range. Andrew Wiggins, 23 points. So between the two, these guys scored 56 of their 99 points. Almost 56% of the points tonight were scored by two guys, and they needed it. And you know what? This just proves that these two guys can play on the court at the same time together. They have historically not played well together but I like it because they're both can drive and slash, and they're they have a respectable 3-point shot. Both of them are near 40%, I think. And the fact that they are the two guys that will go to the rim. Moody will go to the rim. Pods goes to the rim and then gets stuck and then travels, and they don't call it.
Bozo, I can't stand watching Bozo in crunch time. I don't understand it. The last 5 minutes, you look up, he's in. It's like, I'd rather have someone like Peyton, I mean, and then when he's forced to shoot, my God, I'm surprised the rim and backboards are still there. He shoots such hard bricks. And I feel bad for the fans underneath the hoop. My God, be careful. Beware. You put that on the seats. I mean, it's so bad.
Oh, gosh. But, Warriors win it tonight. Let's get around the room and let's take a quick
peek. Dan, tonight, one thing I wanted to say about Kaminga, he knew we needed the points.
Right.
But this word shows a little maturity. He only took 6 3-pointers. Right. He made 3 for 6. But what I liked, he was 10 for 16, slashing, driving, going easier shots. He's not the greatest 3-pointer, and he'll shoot it when he has to. But you bring up a good point. When he's got the ball and there's nobody directly on him, he's almost unstoppable. And not that he can't score, but he's almost unstoppable or he can't get to the hoop. He sort of reminds me, because he's so quick, of sort of how LeBron used to do, where he used to sort of barrel to get an easy layup.
Right.
And he's got to do that more. And, this tonight shows you that he can.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the box
shots. I don't mind if he shoots 20 a game, but as long as they're good shots, that's the key.
Very, very productive night for Kaminga. 13 of 22. He was 4-6 from the free throw line. Then you look at Wiggins had 23. Buddy Hield, rough night, 1 for 8, 1 for 6 from 3-point range. Did make his 2 free throws, which was good, and picked up some rebounds. Warriors were really poor tonight on the assist, only 19 as a team. And
but you make up for it with only 10 turnovers.
Right, exactly.
Only 10 turnovers. Remember the last game, they had 8 in the third period alone.
Yeah, this was
so that's sort of the key.
Yeah, Houston only had 8 turnovers themselves. So, I mean, the Warriors usually a lot of times go over 18 a game.
Yeah.
This is a combined 18. The Warriors did out-rebound the Rockets 54-45. What else did they got here? They've got, the defensive boards. They were 43 over to 34. That Sengun is he's tough to stop for the Warriors. Sengun he's a tough kid. I
like him.
I like him. Yeah. I wish the Warriors had him. Didn't Houston get him that year? They got 3 number 1s. They got Jalen Green.
I still think they have like 8 draft picks left in the first round. I mean, they're so loaded for like the next 6 years. It's amazing. Who'd they get in that draft? They got did they get Green and Thompson and Sengun? Or was it the year that Jabari Smith? I can't remember the year Jabari Smith. Jabari Smith was what, the number 1 overall pick, wasn't he? I think he was. Jalen Green was right up there too. Yeah, I think the big thing tonight is Houston went in saying they don't have LeBron, they don't have Green. We just have to show up.
Who do you like better?
Early after 1, and then it fell apart.
Who do you like better, Jalen Green or Kaminga? Because they both played together, didn't they? At G Unite, didn't they both
play? League, but
weren't they on the same team in Walnut Creek?
What's that team? The Internationals or whatever.
The G League Ignite.
The Ignite, that's it. Yeah.
Weren't they on the same? They were on the same team, right? Both of them were on the same team.
They were.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. See, Kaminga, I'm going to bring up something. Let's bring up something controversial. We'll wait till Ryan comes back in here, and I'll bring up something to him, and guys, see what people might think. So
yeah, but tonight the one thing the Warriors won, no turnovers, only 10, which is very respectable. But defense, and the one thing I will say about Bozo tonight, he had 8 rebounds in the first half to lead the team. So he's contributing in a different way. I just don't want him in the last 5 minutes of the game. He can't shoot. He makes these sort of like he's up in the air and then he throws the ball away. And again, we all know what the Warriors need, especially, regardless, you cut the losing streak, you get a big win off somebody big. Everybody else in your division lost tonight. Sacramento lost, Phoenix lost again in New Orleans. So it was a big win because tomorrow you got to remember, we just mentioned how much Kaminga played and Wiggins. They got to play tomorrow. So let's see how they're going to react back to back. That's why tonight getting this, it's now house money tomorrow.
Yeah.
Minnesota's got to fly all the way here. Warriors are home. So it was big. It was a big win. Got to give the Warriors credit when it's due.
Right. What is it? Lou, you call this guy?
Bozo.
Okay, so that's the name for.
I mean, it's just it's hard to watch when he's in. Something's going to go wrong. I'm going to start calling him Bozo, and then maybe if we keep having more 4th down things, we'll just start calling him Mush.
Yeah, but like you said, he did have the rebounds tonight.
He got the rebounds,
and that was important. He had 12 boards, so
then we keep talking about making these trades. Where would we be without Looney this season?
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, every game you look up, he's got 8 to 12 boards. Every game. Yeah. And the guy's barely playing.
Right. Well, Potts has got to go down there and rebound in games like tonight, and he has to be. If he's not going to be a guy that scores well, I mean, he was 2 of 9, 1 for 3 from the field. He did get 8 points, but those 12 rebounds, that will make up for a lot of things because, he played 37 minutes. Again, why does he play more than anybody on the team? I've been
saying that he's been doing that. He plays more than anybody on the team.
Yeah, he plays the most on the team because Steve Kerr has an obsession with him.
It's crazy.
Are you sure it's him, or is it maybe the owners tell Kerr, hey, keep playing because we don't want to look bad?
It's Steve Kerr. My favorite Warriors creator, even better than us, is Athletic Alchemy, and he
better than us just a little bit.
Yeah, well, just for the videos, he doesn't do post games. He does little post games. We do post games. He does little videos. But he's anyways, he was saying what he said about that. He said it was complete bullshit, and I thought the same thing about it. Steve was just saying that so people thought he was getting hard on pods. When have you ever, Lou, tell me once, when Steve Kerr has gone hard on someone at a press conference? It doesn't happen. It was like he was saying it so people think he gets hard on pods, but it was bullshit. It's like, and what he said about it is true. He's like, actions speak louder than words, Steve. When his minutes actually go down like the other young guys, then I'll actually.
Yeah, exactly. When the minutes go down, that's what you got to look at is the minutes, because I could tell you
he loves pods. He's got this obsession with pods.
Yeah, if Moody did those things and was playing like this, he wouldn't see the
DNP.
Yep, he'd be a DNP. And
6 minutes.
Kaminga.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they'd have DNP on their backs. Let me ask you this. This is controversial. And I'm not suggesting this yet. I'm only thinking it as the motor turns. If the Warriors appear at the trade deadline that they're not getting anybody, let's say they make some trades before the trade deadline and they're going nowhere, and it appears this team is looking at really fluttering. And you have a Steph Curry who looks to me like his legs are starting to wear out. He's looking slower at the end of games, like he can't get past people at the end of games. You're going to have to baby Steph to get him through the season. Would you consider, if the Warriors can't get anything done, would you consider trading him for a king's ransom at this point in his career if Steph was open to it?
Oh, absolutely not. I think he's great still. I think he just isn't a point guard anymore. He needs to play more of a shooting guard role. He's too on. He looks great off ball still, just like he did in the Olympics and he has the season. When he's taking the ball up, and like you were saying, he looks a little slower. It doesn't matter if he's just shoot. He needs to be playing more of the 2, not the 1. And they have been playing the 1 a lot. And he's having to dribble, and he's having to.
But even though he plays the 2, he still runs around like crazy because of the ball screens.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to play the 2 like that. You don't see him
in this offense. He does. In this offense, he does.
No, he can play pick and. We saw it the other night with Kaminga. He didn't have an efficient game, but he can play pick and roll. Steph can play. It's Steve Kerr just runs the offense like that. Steph is a very versatile offensive player.
Yeah, he could do the pick and roll. Right.
He just has the ball too much. They just need his efficiency.
He's got to get
averages will go up as he has the ball less in his hands.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So let me ask you this. You got to go out and find a really good ball handler.
Yeah.
That can create their own shot as well, drive, and not just be a facilitator where they can double team and traps and at the top, you got to be able to try that. Let me ask you this.
Give me Schroeder.
Yeah, Schroeder would be good. Could you work Jonathan Kuminga into the offseason really becoming an elite ball handler where he runs the offense at between the circles, where he's like LeBron? He becomes the distributor. He brings the ball up. Offense goes through Kaminga.
The pure local focal point of the offense. Everything
runs
through him.
And then he drives. And if he's and you got to collapse if you're gonna get Kaminga, because he's gonna take it to the hoop and he's gonna get past the first guy. So you got to collapse. That's gonna leave a guy like Curry open where you could kick it out. And if you can find one more shooter besides Curry, you can't double everybody. So if you got Curry on an option and one other shooter, whether that's Buddy Hield or somebody like Buddy Hield, now you've got 3 threats. Kaminga takes it all the way to the rack, either gets fouled or he makes a layup or a dunk. And if they collapse on him and they double team him, kick it out, and Steph's just popping, pick and pop. What do you think of that?
Well, let's get back to the first point you said. Would the Warriors be interested in trading Steph? This came up last year. Actually, KNBR actually had a decent topic for once, and they talked about it, and they said 2 things. Lakeup wants him to retire as a Warrior, and number 2, if Steph Curry's not a Warrior, because right now not every game's sold out for the Warriors, right? Who would you still pay $1,000 to see the Warriors without Stephen Curry?
No, I think you just have to. I think Ryan. I'm not suggesting they trade.
No, I'm just saying what they said.
I just brought it up to think as a discussion, just to kind of.
No, and I completely understand, because you could get a boatload. He's still one of the best players. But here's the key. I don't think he realizes how valuable he is. The problem is they're going to probably do like what the San Francisco Giants do. If they do it, they're going to wait too late. But you bring up a great topic. He's starting to, you can see he's older, right? And the question is, do the Warriors have enough right now to get a ring, to get to the finals?
No.
Okay. Well, then you have to actually realize, you bring up a great topic, Dan. Maybe if the Warriors aren't good enough right now, then you almost got to start thinking, okay, because we've been hearing this for a couple of years. We're gonna give it one more try with these guys. We're gonna do this until it's done. If you notice, Green and Steph had the contract for the same amount of years. Right. All this stuff sort of goes together. But the problem is, if you see it where down the road we can't do it, well, then you got to think of the future. As the Dodgers do. Where are the Warriors going to be in 3 years?
What is Steph? 37 or 38? What is he?
I'm not sure.
No, he's 36, and there's just certain players you just don't trade. It doesn't. It's I know you guys are. I forget what coach you like to talk about in the Niners, who's was like way before I was even born. But it's Walsh? It's what was his saying? You trade someone before they're. I don't know. There's some saying it's like you trade somebody before they're bad. Basically,
Steph's 36, turns 37 in March.
Okay. But for me. There's just certain players that you just don't trade. Kind of like
Warriors,
when Trey played. You just let them leave.
If you're not going to trade Steph, and I'm not recommending you do trade Steph.
But I
like Mark. Steph is 36, same as Soto. Yeah. If you're not going to trade Steph, and as I said, I'm not recommending you do. You better go out and get him what he needs to win a championship. Or you should just look at the idea of just, you're content not winning a title, but you're just going to enjoy the final years of Curry's contract. Because he's got 3 years left, right? Is it 3 years including this year, I believe?
Or is it $62 million he's making?
Something like that. Or is it 3 years after this year? Somebody know? I think it's 3 years now, right?
Yeah, because that's the same with Green. Green has 2 more years after this.
Okay,
it's 3 years total. Same thing as Green.
Okay, so you got 2 years left of Curry and Green. So you basically have to make the decision. You're either going to go for it, or and if you're not going to trade Steph, you're just going to enjoy, gunning for the play-in the next couple of years.
And that's where they've been the last couple of years.
Right. And it's not going to get better because I'm starting to see more. I don't want to say a fall off, but there's a slowing down I've noticed of Steph this year. And I think it has something to do with the knees. And he cannot get past people late in the game when he's dribbling, when he's trying to either drive or, like you saw that hook shot the other night that he made that kind of flipped it. That's because he really didn't get by the guy and he had to just, he
make something up. I think the situation, Dan, and I'm not going to talk about the whole league, but the West is solid and tough because it's young. When you look at all these teams, Oklahoma, Houston, Dallas, Memphis, Phoenix, Minnesota, San Antonio, even the Kings, they're all very young. I mean, they're all it seems like when you watch who the Warriors play against, they're all like 23 to 27.
I actually think that bodes well for us, but depending on how they play Steph and Draymond, I think they need to do more of what they did tonight, where it was pretty evident they could have played Steph. He played, the other night. He's playing tomorrow. Draymond's playing tomorrow. And I texted Dan this yesterday.
Yeah, they didn't want to play back to back.
And we were talking about that, Lou. I said, they're basically going to have to decide which game they want to win out of these two. And they decided they wanted to win the next game. But actually, now they might win both because they let the young guys play. They didn't try to do these crazy rotations tonight. They kind of simplified the offense for Kaminga and Wiggins, and you saw them flourish. I think they need to do this more. I think you should try to, like Dan has mentioned that he thinks Green will only play in step 65 anyways. I think you purposely make them play 66, 67 games, and you just kind of do what they're doing right now. Or
that's what they're going to do. There's no doubt. There's no.
They weren't though at the beginning of the season, so they need to start doing that. Where they start.
Yeah, they're going to wear these guys
because that Spurs game. I remember Lou and I were talking about it. I don't think maybe you joined that.
Look, would you rather have a guy rest? Would you rather have a guy rest like Curry, or have him be like LeBron and he just sits back there and doesn't even?
I'd rather have him rest, and then at least I have him win the playoffs when it really.
LeBron just. Have you seen the videos of LeBron just sitting there?
Well, LeBron's just actually old. I think Steph's actually injured right now.
That's why he's not the GOAT.
It's not.
Did you ever see Dan? Did you ever see Michael?
Yeah.
Ever not play defense?
Never.
Yes.
Or complain or have a team get blown out when he's out there by 41? No.
Oh, a bunch of times.
With Michael?
Times. On the Wizards? Oh yeah. The Wizards were not a good team.
Maybe on the Wizards. Yeah, maybe
the Wizards were not a good team. Anyways, but I think that I think you make a good point, but I think with Steph, I think if you manage his minutes and you kind of do what you were doing earlier in the season, you'll see the production you saw earlier in the season when he had the 36-point games. He had the 30. I think he had back-to-back 37-point games. So it was OKC, and then it was whatever. There was two games in a row where he completely took over, and that was because he was not having to play that many minutes. I think one of the games he only played 29 minutes. So it's important for them to really, like you said, because he's not as quick and he doesn't have the energy he used to. They need to really be careful about his minutes this year, because if they wear him down like they did last season, you're going to see lower production and lower efficiency, and we can't really afford that. So I'd rather see him play less. And I think it's good because then you get guys like Kaminga and some of these other guys who have less minutes and less confidence. I bet you Kaminga's
home.
Yeah.
It's not on the road. It's a lot easier at home. I think what it is Kerr is figuring out ways to give him a rest, especially on these national games, if it's in the tournament, because Kerr comes from the coaching tree of course, when he played at San Antonio, where he didn't care if they got suspended. And if you saw, Curry didn't play the last weekend because he had a problem with his kneecap or something, which I think was just an excuse so he could get the rest, because this way you don't get fined or suspended, you know what I mean, by the team. Like tonight, they admitted, hey, we're not going to go back-to-back. And then if you saw, there was some report, Green's knees needed special massages because they're being tight. It's like they're thinking outside the box, which is great. But, I also like it. You do this at home. Never do it on the road because, it's tough enough to win in the NBA on the road.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I do want to, I want to, gosh, my throat's getting, what do you guys think right now at the, we're talking Curry and stuff, LeBron has been, the king of the league for years and years. Has Curry overtaken him at this point, or is LeBron still the guy? Is he still I know jersey sales, I believe, is Curry. I'm not 100% certain. I know
it's been Curry for a few years.
He's
got the China appeal, so he's
right,
more
and he's also got more of the appeal to the masses because of
the younger generation.
Yeah.
Right.
Dan,
I think it's still LeBron.
I think you're really forgetting something that happened last year when the Los Angeles Lakers won the in-game tournament, and they have it up in the Raptors. So obviously, Steph hasn't won an in-game tournament, hasn't been to the in-game tournament. So still LeBron's the man. I agree. I mean, if you walk around nowadays, I think, depending on where you are in the United States, more people know who Steph is than LeBron. Just because the younger generation, they probably even forgot LeBron's still in the league, just because the Lakers haven't been that great. The Warriors are still there.
So my question is this. As we saw Larry Bird and Magic, resuscitate a dying league, as the big three, Steph, LeBron and KD enter their twilight years, and probably 3-4 years from, I would say 4 years from now, none of them are probably playing. If any, it's Steph as just a, 3-point specialist, kind of like Ray Allen the last year or so of his career. Is that your cat or a dog right there?
It's a dog.
Oh, okay. Cool. What kind of dog is that?
It's a dog I'm watching. It's a mutt.
Oh, look.
Dan, the other thing really we haven't spoken about is Curry really hasn't had a break, with the Olympics.
Right.
It's one of those things. It all adds up.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess where I was going with this, when these guys leave, who's going to take over the face of the league? Give me 3 guys you think will be, let's say, call it 2 years from now, not next season, but the season after that. Who's the face of the league? Who's the, is it Jason Tatum? Is it
Tatum?
Is it Anthony Edwards?
Well, I think Anthony Edwards after last year is definitely one of the top 5.
But I'm saying I think
Luka is sort of the face.
Yeah.
You got to remember, Luka is not even 25.
Right. But who's the guy that everybody wants to talk about and has their jersey? I'm not saying who's the best player necessarily, although that's part of it. But because LeBron and Steph are not the best players right now. Jokic is, right? I mean, you got Jokic, you got a couple of other guys that are ahead of them in the MVP race. Who's the guy though that becomes, like in the NBA before, in the years it was Larry Bird and Magic.
And I think if you're going to say that, if it's not Steph, I think Giannis is definitely, he's still young.
Okay,
he's
so
definitely
Giannis,
the face.
Luka, you
mentioned.
mentioned.
You got to remember how big Steph is now. I mean, he can't even go to when they
he can't even go to the yogurt shack. He can't even go to the yogurt shack.
He wouldn't be able to go to yogurt shack. He would need bodyguards.
Yes,
at yogurt shack.
Correct.
The other thing about Steph is his mom. People think she's younger than Steph. She's still so beautiful. She's young and everything. So he's got a lot going. But I think, Giannis definitely has international flavor. These guys are. I think the face of the league is probably is playing for San Antonio right now.
Oh, Wimby. There you go. Good call.
Because he's so young and he's so unique. He can shoot like Steph from the outside. I mean, he's got to prove it. But the guy's 7'4". He can dribble. I think he's going to be the face in probably 3 or 4 years. He's a freak.
There we go. I like it. Wimby. That's the guy. He's a freak. What is he, 7'3" or 7'4"?
7'4", I believe.
What's his wingspan?
I don't know. Let's
8.5.
I don't know.
He's got to have. He's so lanky. His arms.
And so I think because he was like Luka. He played for France when he was 13 too. So I'm not even sure how old he is. He played international ball, I think, 1 year.
He didn't play for France at 13, did he? Is that true?
Yeah. Something like that. It wasn't France, it was Spain.
Luka played professionally when he was 13, too.
So, Luka, to me, does Luka ever win an MVP, in your opinion?
Yeah, definitely.
He does?
Yeah, he'll get one. So, like, Party got one.
MVP.
Certain players you just get one, though. Like, there's going to be a down year where there's not. And he'll just have the stats and they'll give it. I think he'll get one for sure. Certain players just get one. It's just because you just have, the stats.
Okay, things are going to change because there's going to be trades that start happening here probably within the next week or two in the NBA. There may be a bigger trade that goes down before the next big free agent signs in Major League Baseball. Well, Soto will sign, and then you might have some NBA trades that are bigger. Who knows? But today, December 5th, as it stands right now, who's meeting in the NBA championship and who wins?
I actually think the West is really a lot weaker than people think just because of how deep it is, in the sense of, I think there's not a consensus really number one team. Like OKC is good, right? But I mean, look at OKC. We beat OKC the first game, and the second game we didn't even have Steph, and we almost beat them. So
right.
I don't think they're as scary as people think because of how small they are. They're a really small team.
Right.
And I think that makes
But they have the assets and the GM to go make a deal and get a big man, right?
Yeah, they got that. That was Isaiah Hartenstein. I just think there's the way they like to play. They just like to shoot. They play like the Warriors. They like to, play really small and shoot.
That's why the Warriors match up well.
Well, and that's what and I think a lot of teams actually match up well with them. And anyway, so I'm not super scared of them. I think I think the Nuggets, the thing with them, they're really good, but they match up really bad against some teams. So they're vulnerable. I think out of the East, I feel pretty good about saying the Celtics or the Cavs. I think it's going to be one of them for sure. And then I think out of the West, I would go with, either the Nuggets, the Timberwolves. I think the Warriors have a shot if they make the right move. I think the Mavericks could be in the finals again. Like I said, I think it really could be a toss-up of teams because a lot of the West teams I feel like are, pretty close to each other.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Dan, before I go?
I've got –
because I got two wild ones. You guys are going to go, what the hell?
Yeah, I got something even wilder than you, Lou. I've got Portland against how about who's crappy in the I don't even yeah, the Wizards. There we go. You know what? I am going to tell you who it is in one moment. I just got to look something up.
All right, you want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right.
Dead air is
not
bad.
going to be favorites this year. They're going to be two teams that you're going to go, oh my God. Representing the West, Memphis Grizzlies.
Okay.
Will be playing in the NBA Finals, a team that nobody talks about. And their best player's been out, but he'll be back next month. The Orlando Magic.
Wow.
Jeez. Oh my goodness. That's as bad as Blake Snell to the A's.
Hey, so it's not up, I had to go for it. You didn't
there you go.
Luis, did you?
All right. Before I go, let's give a roundabout. There we go.
Robert. And Robert,
happy birthday, Robert Boyd. Happy birthday. Long time listener to the show and a member.
He just lost 60 pounds. Nice, Robert.
Good job.
Good job.
He went to the cheese factory today. Yeah,
there
that's always tough going there. Did you go ice skating after?
There we go.
If he was in San Francisco.
Corte Madera. So, okay. My pick for the who did I forgot who Ryan picked. Who'd you pick, Ryan?
I said that to toss up of teams in the West. I picked like 5 different options, and I said in the East, Cavs or Celtics.
Oh, you didn't answer you took the easy out. The question was who meets in the
NBA finals.
I could do that.
I'll go. I'll go
December.
With the Celtics. Go with the Celtics. I think they'll run it back, and then I'll go with Warriors recap of 2022.
Oh my gosh!
Yes, sir.
Really? I am.
I don't think the Warriors are that far off. I really don't. I think I think the Nuggets. If we face the Nuggets in the playoffs, that's really the only team I feel like for sure beats us. To be honest, I think a lot of teams in the West we match up well against.
I like your Memphis pick Lou. It's bold, but it's possible.
And if Kaminga averaging 30 points, Warriors.
I am gonna go.
Never happened with Steph there. He won't get all the shots.
I'm with you.
I guess I'll just go Boston, and this is kind of chalk though. Boston and OKC.
Chalk.
That's
Way to go, Homer.
Yeah. There's the West is anybody really. Ryan's right.
Yeah.
West
and
is,
the one thing I told you, Minnesota.
It's gonna be matchup dependent.
After last year going, so far to the finals, almost they had the talk 2 weeks ago, where the captain got in everyone's face, said, "If you guys don't want to play here, leave." And they're now 4-0, and they've been winning by 18. You watch all.
They can't win without slow-mo. I'm telling you, not big games.
Yeah, right.
We're gonna play them. Well, we're playing them tomorrow, so I think that's gonna be a good test, Lou. Like we were talking about. I think.
Yeah, we'll see.
That'll be a good matchup. I think slow-mo revenge game.
And is Kaminga going to be able to play after playing 36 minutes? And what about Bozo, who played 37 minutes?
Who do you think averages the most minutes at the end of the season? I think it's going to be Pods for sure. I don't even think it's going to be close. I think Pods is going to average like a few more minutes than whoever's next.
There's no reason to. The line is 1.5 tomorrow. Golden State.
Hey guys,
I wouldn't bet on that game. I'd stay away.
See if we can get those likes up tonight, guys. Let's get
Come on, everybody hit 41 for Robert's birthday.
Yeah, 41 likes. Let's see where we're at right now. We're probably not super high yet. Let me see. I just got to check on YouTube. Can you tell on here? I can't tell on the live screen here. All right, we're at we're already over. We're over at 54. Okay, let's see if we can get to 63, my age.
There we go.
Nice. But yeah, anyways, I think tomorrow, let's check out what time's the game tomorrow, and then we can get out of here.
Same bat time tomorrow, 7 o'clock, which means 7:10, 7:15 start. And let me just double check that to be sure, because I was basing that off of the way it's been all year. Friday, December 6th. I remember
the 7 o'clock start like they did tonight. It was on NBA TV. And then
it was 7, but they're always at 7, but they don't start till 10 minutes later.
Yeah,
is the way the
good.
NBA
So that means
does
we'll be able to watch some of the college football games tomorrow night too. I like it.
Yeah, so 7:10 tomorrow, and that should. Wow, looking at the rest of the schedule tomorrow, that's interesting. Kings and Spurs in San Antonio. Let's see for our Sacramento fans out there in the crowd, how you guys do against Wemby down there in San Antonio tomorrow night.
Yeah, and they just lost tonight at Memphis.
Yeah, that one will be over by the time we get on anyway. So big happy birthday to Robert Boyd. He is one of our mods, and he has been an OG. He's also a premier member. So
now, what exactly is a premier member? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, we're gonna send him a yogurt check.
Yeah, I was just saying we got to send him a yogurt check. But where is Robert? He's down in the San Jose area, I think. So
yeah,
him to get up to Lafayette or to Danville, he would pass first. Let me know, Robert, if you run up near Danville. If you're ever up that way, we'll send you some gift certificates. Let's see what else we got. Anything else? I think that's about it, guys.
So game predictions. And then we get out of here.
Oh, yeah. Game predictions tomorrow night. Everybody's playing, right, for the Warriors?
It's unclear. I think Steph will play. I don't know if Draymond for sure will, though.
What's wrong with Draymond? A knee or what?
It's his back, the knee thing. He's, the back thing seems legit. I think Lou's right. The knee thing's probably bullshit, but Draymond has this weird back. He gets these weird back tweaks where he basically has to go. He's talked about on his podcast. He's like, go to the masseuse and chiropractor and all types of shit. His back gets super tight.
And
he can't walk.
Okay. Dang it.
So he might not
guys.
Play. But I definitely think Steph would.
I don't think they have a chance if Draymond doesn't play. I
think it actually could be better. I think the thing with Draymond being out, it seems like some of these younger guys, even the last game when we lost, it seems like some of these younger guys are starting to get a little bit more, confidence with taking shots off the dribble instead of just looking to pass back to Draymond. And, I think maybe it'd be good to, see if we can play more through Kaminga, because that seems to really be a key, is playing through Kaminga. If Kaminga can kind of take
that's
that
what I would
Draymond
do.
role.
That's what I would do, is play through Kaminga, man.
He's young and he's got juice. He's got that energy. You know what I mean?
The question is, he played how many minutes tonight? 33, something like that. He's gonna. Let me look at I don't know.
This is funny. Mark's right. Mark says, I find it funny. He says last year, but he meant last night. Guys were on here, light the beam. This year crickets. Oh yeah, no, this year too, and last year. Yeah, no, you're right, Mark. The thing too, we had a lot of Kings fans in here the other game talking a lot of trash about the Warriors. Silent.
We got our friend Kitchen Handy that went to the ball game with Lou.
Yeah, he's a big Kings fan.
He's a big.
I think the problem with the Kings, and I hate to say this, I think they got to fire Mike Brown.
Oh no,
he's got the talent. They had a huge free agent they picked up. This is supposed to be the year, and they have their defense is horrible. Same usual Kings, way too many turnovers, and people have realized if you stop Fox, nobody else is contributing. Now, they haven't been completely healthy with Monk and everybody, but no, something's definitely wrong in Sacramento. If you look, I think they're not even close to being 500. They're like 4 games below. And they're going to have to do something soon. They either fire Mike Brown or they're going to finish dead last in the West. That's how bad they're playing. And because they can't figure it out. So that's just my low prediction.
All right. Well, let's
get ever ready for their beam, because it's not.
Let's do our prediction for tomorrow night. I will go last. Who's up?
Yeah, I'll go. I think it's gonna be a low-scoring game like tonight. I think the defense is definitely gonna be an emphasis going forward the next few games here. Gonna think the Warriors are actually gonna win this one, regardless of Draymond playing or not. I actually think Steph doesn't even need to play, and we might win. I think Warriors win. It's gonna be a close game, 110-104.
I'm sorry, what was the score he said?
110-104.
110-104.
What do you got, Lou?
All right. I'm a little worried about the Warriors playing back-to-back, especially with their young guys. Can they perform back-to-back? Obviously, Steph's going to perform. I think it's going to be a high game. It's going to come down to the wire. But I will say the Warriors lose 110-109 because Paz is going to be there and make another late mistake. 110.
That won't shock me if Paz makes a bad mistake. That won't shock me.
Wait. What's his name, Lou?
Bozo.
Okay. All right. I think I'm going to say, just so I can be wrong and the Warriors win.
I got it.
I'm going to go a little reverse psychology because when I pick the Warriors to win, they lose. When I pick them to win, when they pick them to lose, they win, like I did tonight. I'll take Minnesota 112-109.
Another close one.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be close for sure.
Yeah. All right, guys. Check what came in the mail today.
Ooh. Oh, nice.
Got 9 more of these. New baseballs. Game rubbed. And these are going to be signed on Tuesday. I spoke with Casey earlier today.
Did he ask about me?
He was, yeah, he did. No. I'm going to go down and see Casey Tuesday here in Arizona. We'll get all these balls signed. and we will start giving them out. I'm going to get 2 of these for 2 of our mods, Mark Graves and Robert Boyd. I will try to get them personalized. So we'll get these 2 of them as appreciation for their work and for Robert's birthday, kind of.
Nice.
So we'll get those. And then we've got 10 others that will get signed. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep one myself. I don't know. I like Casey. He's one of my, if you didn't know it, he's one of my favorite young ball players. And it's not because, I should say it's not just because he's been gracious enough to come on the show. I actually think he's a hell of a defensive ball player, something the Giants need, and they've never given him a full shot at the plate. If you look at Casey's minor league stats, he had several years in there hitting 300, and last year he hit 19 home runs in I think it was like a total of 500 plate appearances.
Wow.
So had he hit at the pace, he hit 6 home runs at San Francisco, and if you extrapolated it out to the number of home runs per plate appearances, he would have had 34 if he got the same plate appearances that Matt Chapman got. Now you can't always,
of course,
doesn't always work that way, but I'm saying Casey could be a Gold Glove ball player, hit 250, and hit 20 plus home runs, and drive in 80 runs. And if he's playing second base for the Giants, that's a hell of a production from a second base position. So I think he hit 252 last year, guys. A lot of people don't realize that.
I'd rather spend $12 million on a 4-year deal for Casey up in the majors than 1 year for Yaz in the outfielder as a 5th outfielder.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just think defense wins you ball games, and he's got a great arm.
Good guy. He's hungry.
Yeah, he's hungry. Let him play. I hope we did a show last night, Giants. I think they should just play the young guys. I really do. Play them all and see what you got.
Yeah.
Don't do this middling thing. And, going out and signing a mid guy like a Hassan Kim and doing nothing else and replacing Snell with Burns, does that really make you a playoff team? No.
And Kim can't play until late May.
June. Yeah, May, June. Yeah. So
let it be somebody else's problem instead of always our problem.
Right.
Dan, I wanted to say one thing to the chat. I know Dan knows, but if anyone's interested, the Oakland A's season tickets go on sale Monday. So if you wanted to see the Giants, you're going to be playing up in Sacramento July 4th weekend. It only holds 11,000. So if you want to do something, go Monday, go online. You can get tickets for any series, just so you guys know. Remember, we're NorCal Sports Network, so we talk about all sports. But, if you've been interested, hey, what am I going to do? I want to see the Giants play up in Sacramento. Here's your opportunity.
There you go. All right, we'll be back tomorrow night, guys, at about the same time, 9:30-ish. These NBA games, they kind of like the NFL. They all end about the same time.
Yep.
So we'll be back with that. Check out our video tomorrow morning, right, Ryan? 10-11, Juan Soto.
Yeah.
Got a little Juan Soto video out tomorrow talking about
Shardall. We will, Shardall, you can hop on if you're around tomorrow night around the same time.
Is Shardall in there? I don't see him.
He's in the chat. He keeps asking for the link. Tomorrow, Shardall, if you're in here around the end of the show, we will give you some moments on the show.
Guys, shows are these post-game shows, Warriors, probably 45 minutes to an hour range, guys. So come on in and, we'll try and get right to it. And a lot of the live shows we'll be doing probably a little shorter time, unless we've got a big crowd going and with a lot of chatter or we got a guest. Don't forget, we have Ned Colletti as a regular here on NorCal Sports Network. He'll be joining the show. We got Bobby Evans, now former general manager of the Giants and advisor to Buster Posey, will join the show sometime after the winter meetings, Bobby said to me. So we will have Bobby with you, and that'll be a really good show because we'll be able to find out what's going on, and maybe he'll be able to share at that point maybe what the philosophy of the Giants might be. So let me find the band. Any last words, guys? You got anything?
No, I think that was a really honestly a much needed win. I thought, I said that to you. I didn't think we would actually win, but it was funny. Last night I was like, watch, the Warriors are going to win this game now.
It's a big win.
I think it's funny how, sometime in the NBA and in sports, when the other teams see your star players are out, there's a natural letdown. And this team isn't bad. Like we've been talking, Lou's not as positive about the team as we are, but he even knows it's not a bad team. It's just, so as long as they can be competitive, play good defense, and like Lou's been saying, not just chuck up a bunch of threes, they're going to be in games. So it's about just winning the close ones.
Yeah, 13-8 now. They move up to the 5th seed, and they're
out of the play-in.
Yeah, only one game out of
freaking play-in. I hate the play-in.
Only one game out of second. There is three teams
bunched up.
2, 3, and 4 tied for second, all 15-8. So the Warriors, if they had played 2 more games and won them both, they would essentially be the same record. So we'll see.
Yeah, which could happen here. We're going to play, we're all going to end up playing I think the same games as they go into the important in-season cup tournament.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. I want to see that flag hoisted up in Chase Center.
The one thing is,
and Steph crying.
We might actually go far in it because we play the Rockets first, and I don't know what it is. The Warriors just seem to have the Rockets number. That's 15 in a row now, so that's like 3 seasons in a row.
Watch them beat us in the cup.
No, they might, but something about the Rockets. Just they don't. Warriors.
Does that game against the Rockets when they play them? It counts as a regular season game, right?
Yeah.
The other games in Vegas, neither one count.
Only I don't know. I don't know how
that works. I don't know how it works.
I know the first one counts though as a regular season game.
All right. Well, there we go. One. Let's see. I'm digging through the chat. Who gets the chat of the night? A new feature just instituted right now. I'm looking.
Smart idea.
I'm looking for a good comment. All I see is questions.
All right, let's go with this one. New person in chat, never seen you, opens black. Magic just got smoked by the Knicks.
There we go. Pull up one chat at the end of the night. There it is.
Thank you, opens black. Hope to see you again in the chat.
Thanks for joining. Hope he is a sub. Stay subbed, Opens Black. We appreciate you guys subbing. By the way, how's that for a number, guys? You want to see a cool number?
To see, you know what? One more for tonight. YouTube user, we would love to know your real name. Don't be shy.
And can I say one thing too?
Let me show you this before it changes, because I love round numbers.
Not beat the Magic. Get the teams right.
I love round numbers.
They beat Charlotte. Big difference.
Go check out an old song I grew up with. It was called In the Year 25, This Man Is Still Alive. Something like that.
You can play a little Al Stewart there for a second.
I don't remember this. I don't know who sung it. I'm not very good guy with tunes, but that was it. In the year 25, and it goes on in the year 35. There you go. All right, guys. There's my singing for the night. Thanks for joining. We really do appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow.